In a not so distant past, school was considered a safe haven for children by their parents, a place where the intentions of parents coalesced with the intention of teachers and resulted in well educated people training young children in the absence of their parents to become productive, well intentioned members of society. You learned life skills, you learned social skills, you learned technical skills, and overall, your parents knew that in the 6 to 8 hours that you would spend in one of the many schools all over the world, nothing would happen to you. It was a safe place for you to be, second only to your home, under the tender, loving care and guidance of your parents. But today, that dynamic has changed. Now, schools have gone from being a place of exploration, a place of personal development, a institute of higher learning, to being a place of indoctrination. Schools are no longer serving to educate your children, allow your children, teach your children how to think for themselves, but instead have turned to camps of indoctrination where they teach your child how to think. Not how to think, forgive me. They teach your child what to think as opposed to how to think. I remember when I was in elementary school, we would have a segment of every class in the fourth grade called critical thinking, where certain scenarios would be introduced to us, and our teacher wanted us to think about those scenarios and break them down in front of the class based on how we translated or rationalized those situations in our mind. Now, teachers don't even allow children to think critically. Instead, teachers indoctrinate our children along whatever ideology they feel personally is best. Recently, while going through Instagram, I'm not on Instagram much, I ran across an amazing video of a man, I believe he might be a pastor, I'm not sure, I don't want to lie, going in on a local school board about certain books, in this case, Jack of Hearts, that are being allowed in our public school libraries. And the pastor not only questions the intent of the school district, the intentions of the school districts in allowing these type of books to be placed in public libraries, but he also convicts them on a moral level. Check it out.
I want to define something for you tonight. Definition for pervert. It means to lead someone away from what is considered right, natural, or acceptable. This book has been permitted in 6 schools in the Wake County public school system. This book explicitly details anal sex, blowjob tips, a response to a letter about gay sex, and BDSM. I'll read just a little bit of this perversion. So he bends me over the bed and drizzles some lube on my. I made him wear a condom, of course, and he starts pushing it in. Use your lungs to suck, not your lips to pull. You're not trying to yank the DICK off with your mouth. You're trying to make it feel good. Use your tongue. Doesn't it make you cringe? You don't like it. You don't want to hear it aloud. You don't want anyone to read it. The question today is, who is the pervert that's allowing this to be purchased and delivered to our libraries? Come out from wherever you are. Who are you? You don't have to answer that question. We know who the perverts are. There's one political party in this country that supports this junk. It's the Democrat Party. You all have signed off on this, and it needs to be removed from every school.
Your time is up, sir. Our next speaker.
Want to define
I mean, his sentiments were pretty clear. His sentiments were pretty clear. He has been made aware of a book that's being allowed in public schools in that county. And he has a very simple question. Who is allowing these things in that school? And in what way do these things serve our children? School, when you're in a school, the adults are there to serve the children. They are there to teach the children things that they need to know so that they can move on to the next level of education. A child, believe it or not, does not need sexual education in school. People were learning how to have sex just fine before there was any such thing as a public school system. Years ago, couple hundred years back, 100 years or more ago, in the United States of America, you didn't have sexual education in schools. Did that stop people from procreating? Did that stop people from getting together and getting married? No, they got along just fine. Does an animal need for Mrs. Riley in third grade to teach it how to have intercourse and reproduce? No. These things are innate. These are things that humans understand even without anyone telling them what to do. So why do we need sexual education courses in school? I'm not even the ones that are heterosexual. I'm not calling out any particular sexual preference. Even heterosexual. Why do we need this in school when parents can teach these things just fine? Now, you could talk about protection. You could talk about protecting yourself, but even that should be left up to the parents if the schools are not proving themselves to be capable in teaching our children things like how to protect themselves during sex without turning it into some debased, perverted, or psychologically traumatizing situation for the children. The pastor was totally right, and I am not a particularly religious guy. Why the need for such graphic detail when it comes to intercourse between anyone, but in this case between two men? When I was young and you were younger, you didn't have books in the library telling you how to have sexual intercourse, heterosexual intercourse. Something like that would have been looked at with pure hatred and vitriol. It would have been deemed totally unnecessary, and it damn sure would not have been deemed worthy of being allocated into the budget of our public schools. It's a bit much, wouldn't you say? These schools have proven one thing, that serving the children is no longer their priority. Serving their political interests and their sexual perversions has become more important to these people than actually serving our children. And that would be totally fine if they were getting paid based on by their if they were getting paid by a private entity, or they were doing the job pro bono or doing it for no pay. But the fact that your taxpayer dollars are being used to fund these different types of quote unquote education, these things that literally go past the teetering point or the edge of perversion, but fall directly, fully on the side of debauchery, is just not right. And in my opinion, it needs to stop. That's my opinion, but you may not agree with me. So let me know how you feel in the comments. Let me know if you feel like this graphic sexual content needs to be in our schools. Let me know let me know whether or not you're okay with your hard-earned taxpayer dollars going not to teach our kids, enrich them, and make them more productive members of society, but to radicalize our children and make them political activists for different types of sexual behaviors that really have no bearing whatsoever on the empowerment of our citizens, the uplifting of our country, and the progress of America. Let me know what you think. You don't have to with me. I don't care if you agree with me or not. I want to hear your voice. I want you, if you are in a position to better educate me, I read all the comments. I want to be educated. If you have a good reason why Jack of Hearts needs to be in our public school system, if you have a good reason why our city school boards, our district school boards need to be allowing this stuff in the classroom and in the library, educate me. Maybe I'm just ignorant and there's some aspect of this conversation that I haven't been made privy to. Please let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this. I appreciate every single one of you viewing this video. Please take care of yourself, but most importantly, take care of each other. Peace.